these forests are particularly rich, very varied, and whilst tiger is definitely the apex predator, there's a whole cast of fantastic animals around them, from sloth bears to monkeys to peacocks to pythons to, and I think we were trying to capture the richness of these forests, which are sort of well known in a way through animations like The Jungle Book, but actually bringing those real forests and those real animals to life.
They hold the camera like no other animal. They're beautiful from every angle, but it's actually because they're so astoundingly powerful. I think we're kind of, as humans, we have this innate fear, because when you're confronted by an animal of that scale that is such a fearsome predator, I think you feel a mixture of fear and awe. And I think the other reason why they're really compelling, as we've shown in this film for the first time, is that they have really rich and complex lives. They have emotions. They're amazing mothers. They're sensitive partners. The males aren't nearly as predictable and villainy as you might expect.
It's very challenging to film tigers because they spend 15 hours a day asleep. And when they're awake, they're often obscured behind vegetation, and we can't see them.
And they're secretive.
That's partly what I mean by being obscured behind vegetation. They're very secretive. They sort of creep around in the shadows, partly because when they're having to hunt, if they're out in the open, they'll never actually catch anything. And the whole jungle telegraph of animals are out to there's a sort of a big security alliance between all of the cheetah deer and the monkeys and the birds and everything. They're all trying to spot the tiger first and give an alarm call. There are two systems which were incredibly helpful. One was a gyro stabilized long telephoto lens, which meant we could film close-ups of a tiger that was very far away, but crucially, because of the gyro stabilization, we could follow those tigers on the move. Even when our car was bouncing over rough ground, we could get perfectly smooth shots from tigers that were in the distance. And that, of course, was a game changer compared to the olden days when we would have cameras on tripods. Probably the equipment, though, that gave us the most intimate material and the material that will be more different from anything that people have seen before was a new generation of remote cameras that we could put in positions that we knew the tigers would return to. That could be a den site, it could be a riverbed, it could be a pond where we knew they would come back and play in. And we would bug these locations with these remote cameras, very well hidden. And then we would back off maybe up to 500 meters away, and we would operate these cameras remotely. And when I say operate, I don't just mean record, stop. I mean pan, tilt, focus, zoom, all of the things that would make people watching the image think that there was a camera person there.
The experience of being near a tiger is unmatched. It's so exciting because they are so huge, they're so impressive. You get this combination of feeling deeply afraid, but super exhilarated and inspired by how majestic and beautiful they are.